Get out of here, Darby.
It's a good song.
It's a good song.
Fair,
it's a good. You know what songs? You know what I've been listening to a lot recently?
Was it Will Ospreay's theme song? Because that's what I said.
No, Hook and Red Dragon's theme song.
I just added Hook's theme song to my playlist.
Yeah, I was at the gym working out, and I was like, "Here we go, Hook, baby!" And then
It's a good theme song.
Threw up my spine. Very good theme song. Very, very solid. I enjoy. I enjoy it quite.
You don't even know me.
Sorry. What?
I was gonna start singing it, but it's fine.
This meeting is being recorded.
Just in case.
Oh yeah.
Just in case. That's the deconstructed steampunk version of this theme song of Daniel Bryan's theme song. Are you ready to do the show?
I've been ready for 40 minutes.
Then here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ring Post Radio, the only show. That's right. This is the only show ever. Nothing else is a show. We are the only ones in the world.
The world on Ring Post Radio. The only show.
The only show happening. This show being recorded live in Hammerstein.
Well, that's not true.
Well, it could be
even close to Hammerstein.
It could be one day. What is our midpoint between you and I, and then we'll do a live show there.
You're in Atlanta, I'm Boston.
There's got to be a website that does there's got to be a website that does figures out the midpoint between two places.
All right, I'm gonna look at a map right now. I'm gonna tell you. Jeez. Okay. Oh my God. Kind of forget how far places are.
Ooh.
Somewhere like Virginia.
Meatways.com? Meet in the middle. Okay.
What are we doing?
I don't know, man. It's a big show, and they'd say big shows, big personality. We got to give off our personality. And my personality is manic, I guess.
Manic, like TJP when he was Suicide?
No, that's real. I was gonna go just I'm off the walls. Now my joke has been turned sideways. What's your zip code, man?
I'm not putting that out. We're live broadcasting. I'm not putting that out to the world. Get hunted down, Ryan.
That's fair. I'll just look up Boston, Mass zip code. And I'll do the first one.
There you go.
2101. Well, 02101.
Trying to get me killed out here.
Yeah. So what's the midpoint between us? Here we go. Yeah, it looks like Virginia would be the midpoint.
Nailed it.
Right around Richmond. Ooh, just outside of Richmond. If you're listening to us from Richmond, guess what? Show coming your way at some point. We're going to Richmond.
We live in two of the most popular cities in the U.S., and we are going to go to Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah.
Live show.
I believe I have family, not blood related family, but Jesse's side of family lives in Richmond.
How about that? Whew. I don't have family in Richmond. I have nothing in Richmond.
Let's go
except for this live show. Am I right?
I like the idea.
Let's start.
There's gonna be the count out. We'll do the East Coast tour. It'll be from Boston to Atlanta.
Now, see, the funny part of this is that we have so much to talk about today that we somehow have decided that talking about what the midway point between us is the more important topic of the day. And you know why? I think Mr. Ryan doesn't want to talk about a certain name change right off the bat.
I don't want to talk about that right off the bat at all. And I have anger boiling inside me. This was a big week in terms of Damme
This is a big week in terms of just terrible,
pure dumb
shittiness.
We got a big show ahead of us. We're gonna be talking about a lot of things. Well, it is Paul White. We're going to talk about GCW Hammerstein, which is tonight of all days.
It's actually called The World on GCW.
The World on GCW, whatever. We're going to talk about the Royal Rumble, which is happening this Saturday. We're going to be reviewing Terminus and what our thoughts were on that new Atlanta promotion that we talked about and so hyped about. And also previewing Stardom Nagoya Super Fight. I believe it's Supreme Fight. I got my S words confused.
Super Wars, to be fair, the last
Super Wars
go around. So that's not your bad.
They're very close. I believe super is in the word supreme. So I got most of the way there. But of course, like always, let's start off with the news. I don't think we introduced ourselves. I'm Ryan, that's Scotty. Anyways, the news. Starting off, contract updates. So a lot of stuff updated. Sami Zayn has re-upped with WWE. We don't know how much for, unlike the Kevin Owens stuff, but I'm going to imagine it's similar, a similar pay scale of what he got, which was like $2 to $3 million a year or something.
Good for him. Get your paper. Good for him.
Yeah, this man's also pushing 40 soon. So I, as much as I want to see Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, bounce off the top rope through the ladders again in AEW, I mean, he can just make a shit ton of money and put it to good charities and stuff. So, I'm artistically, creatively disappointed, but he's got a family. I think he's got a family. I thought about the other day. I was like, does Sami Zayn's married and has kids?
I don't really know.
I don't know either.
I guess it's not for me to know now that I think about it. But
it's true.
I don't.
He's definitely not public about that, which I guess I appreciate.
But much like his Twitter, I like Sami Zayn because his Twitter is @ I like Sami Zayn. Get it? I think it used to be. There you go.
Hot start. The bigger contract news update, I guess, is that AEW, a bunch of AEW contracts seemingly up very soon. Some of which have already come up. We don't know everybody's names, and some people have been put out there. Apparently, Peter Avalon is already up and seemingly not renewed. Leo Rush announced that his contract will be up February 14th. Which I believe is Valentine's Day, so get ready for that, folks. Brian Cage, Joey Janela, Marco Stunt are all names that have also been thrown out there as up soon. Obviously, any one of these people could, have a new contract presented to them by AEW. These people aren't being fired. These people just had a contract, and the contract lasted this long.
Brian Cage is a different case.
Yeah. But yeah, do you think, what do you have any takes on any of these guys? Are you any disappointments? Anyone that you think you would rehire if you needed to? What are your things?
Leo Rush. It was a big letdown reading that yesterday because Leo Rush never really got to get started in AEW, and he had the injury, kept it out for a while, and then there was, the Dante Martin story. And they remember that really, really good tag team match on Dynamite. That was pretty much all we got to see of Leo Rush.
That was the height. I feel like that was the height of Leo Rush in this promotion.
And I thought they had so much more. I really did. I've seen a lot of people, hope and dream that Leo Rush and Top Flight was going to be this great trios team. I can agree. That would have been awesome. Leo Rush is someone I do call like a full package. He cut a promo, great in the ring. That's really all you're looking for. And it's clear his contract's probably was expired on this day. But I don't know about you, Ryan. I feel like he was pretty destined to re-sign and continue that story with Team Taz, and now we kind of just see it messed up where Dante Martin's friends with Matt Sydal and Lee Moriarty again, and I don't even know the last time we saw Leo Rush on TV. it was before the Big Swole incident.
Yeah, Leo Rush was off TV before any of this sort of went down. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that was, if there was some sort of other thing or other thing. And I don't know. I don't see this as Leo Rush being difficult. I mean, people forget that he actually signed the contract. What was it? All Out, I believe that it was, that the Battle Royal when he was the Joker.
Right.
So he's technically been in this company for a while. Let's see. He's only been in 5 matches in this company. Yeah, so technically he signed in May of 2021 as the Joker of the Casino Battle Royal. And then, what? That's February, so that's May to Feb. What is that? How many months? May. I'm going to say June. July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, 9 months.
Right.
He had a 9-month contract. And he was injured for the majority of it. I think it's just, that is what it is. And it's a shame. I think can do much better, and also, to be fair, maybe Leo Rush did not want to re-sign. Knowing what I know of Tony Khan based on what he likes to do and what he likes to watch and all that jazz, I wouldn't be surprised if he offered a contract and Leo Rush was like, "Nah, I'm okay."
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't, with all the Big Swole stuff, and I don't know how much that played a part of it. He was
one of the first people to be like, "You got to apologize."
Yeah. And I don't know how much that has to play into all of this, but I think there's that. There's certainly an aspect of him being like, I can do something else. I'm going to go back to GCW.
I could see him be a pretty solid part of the Ring of Honor revamp. I could see him.
That's a good spot.
I think he fits everywhere. Let me say that first. He fits everywhere. Now, I really am hoping Japan and COVID especially just stops, because I think Leo Rush in the junior heavyweight division in New Japan fits like a glove. He is so different from everyone. His dream match is versus Hiromu, and Hiromu wants the same. So that's really what I'm hoping for down the road. We've seen him wrestle Taiji Shimori, which was a really good match on Strong. So
yeah, that's
what I'm hoping for him. I think the Ring of Honor idea, though, is definitely one to watch out for, because he has history there, but they're also seemingly doing this thing where they're not signing people to deals. They're going to kind of bring them in, kind of like GCW does, with, pay per appearance type thing. And I think that fits what Leo Rush is probably going to want to do moving forward. So I'd love to see him, maybe get a match or two. Maybe he wrestles on the Super Card of Honor show. Who knows? But I think he'd fit anywhere, and I wish him the best.
Yeah, Brian Cage is someone that's not a huge surprise. Peter Avalon, also not really a huge surprise to me. I mean, at this point. Stunt, also not a huge surprise. Janela, we knew his contract, these all people contracts up. Yeah. If I were to re-sign anybody, I would re-sign Joey Janela, honestly. I think he serves a good purpose, good aspect to this roster, honestly. But I
forgot he was on the roster.
Yeah, he's basically on Dark. That's all he does. I think.
Do you want to pay people just to be on Dark, like full time?
Well, they got Jay Lethal.
That they do. That they do. Okay.
And that's your quote of the week.
All right, moving on.
Down in the South, AC Mack. Last week I said on the show that I thought Terminus was going to be the big shot in the arm, kick in the butt that the South needed. Turns out it wasn't Terminus. It wasn't it wasn't Atlanta, but it was rather a man from the swamps of Atlanta, AC Mack, winning the IWTV World title off of Alex Shelley. Pretty good match. A lot of arm work. I thought it was pretty good. Pretty good match. But he won the title. I've never seen action wrestling more packed and more. It felt like a moment, and I've never seen that venue as riled up as it were. Plus, AC Mack, first openly gay world champion, and that is a huge accomplishment in any history book. Indies worldwide, and he said it. So
male world champion.
Male world champion. Yes, male world champion. So big, huge moment for AC Mack here. History making moment and huge moment for Action Wrestling. So very good on them. Applaud them for that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Cool. I have a whole audio thing.
Button. You have a button.
Yeah, applaud them for that.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Like you said, matches. That's pretty good. Nothing that you have to go see, but I think actually you should all go see it because the moment was really cool. The crowd was into it from the start. The crowd was really what made that match have a big fight feel.
Yeah.
And the ultimate win at the end was awesome. So congrats to AC Mack, like Ryan said. And Alex Shelley played really good heel in that match, I thought.
He did. I thought Alex Shelley was phenomenal in this match.
Yeah. I don't assume like this is just like, I assume this is more for the AC Mack moment than anything else, but I'd definitely be interested to see if Alex Shelley is going to be considering freelancing maybe on some of the major promotions moving forward. Possibly he jumps into the Ring of Honor reboot a little bit. You never know.
You never know. I mean, we'll see. But as AC Mack said, I think going back to my point about like being a real shot in the butt. What I liked about this and what about AC Mack said afterwards is that he's like, if I'm defending this title, you got to come down to the Southeast to challenge. I spoke about this before, is that like the South needed some sort of kick in the keister. I'm going to keep using those phrases because we used to be like the epicenter of professional wrestling practically. And then it's been up in the North for so long, not just on a professional level, I guess major level, but on an independent level, it's been there. It's been Chicago. It hasn't really been the South at all. And having all of those independent guys come down south could be nice. Could be very nice. Get your, I don't know who else, Matt Makowski's wants to challenge, Marcus Mathers. Bring these guys down to the southern region to fight. I think that'd be a good step. Let's revitalize the Georgia wrestling scene a little bit.
Well, Ryan, you do have down south NXT 2.0.
We, as the South, doesn't really consider Florida part of the South. As a man that's only been in the South for 2-3 years.
Okay, well, in the
3 years,
the southern part of the United States, there is NXT 2.0. And do you know who's in NXT 2.0?
I don't know, because I don't know what to call this man anymore.
Gunther!
This match is won by Gunther! By Gunther! I gotta make it a question.
I was really gonna say Stark at the end of that. That he was, and then the outcry happened, and he didn't have to say it. Yes, Walter changed his. Well, he didn't change.
The timeline.
Walter had his name changed to Gunther.
Yeah, the timeline is we as a community find out on Monday that WWE is like, hey, we got this name Gunther Stark. Everyone's like, okay, that's a weird, dumb name. And at some point, someone was like, hey, that's the name of like a Nazi U-boat captain. Is that a good move, guys? And everyone's like, oh, no. And to be fair to WWE, I guess, it's not the first time they've made this quote-unquote mistake, right? I mean, they've had named after Japanese generals. There's, you could argue Dolph Ziggler is a shorthand version of Adolf Ziegler. There's a number there. I mean, there's also tweets from Imperium members that suddenly got deleted that felt very Deutschland like. It's that all that aspect. And then on Tuesday, Walter versus Roderick Strong. Very good match. Probably my match of the week. I haven't checked yet, right? Very good match. And then Walter grabs the mic after the match and says, No. This match is won by Gunther. And then the internet explodes. Are you kidding me? This left-wing socialist-like man, apparently, allegedly, is now like, hey, my name's Gunther Stark. Not Gunther Stark. No. Just Gunther. WWE is like, oh no, the backlash is not good. We got newspapers now writing about us. Not good. Let's chop off Stark and just make it Gunther. And you get your defenders out there like Ryan Satin being like, hey, it's just Gunther. Can everybody shut up now? Hey man, my wrestler's just called Adolf. Is that fine?
Oh my. Okay,
that's a joke tweet that I stole there. So shout out to
a lot of ways to go at this.
Sure.
I think the direct way is that this fucking sucks. It does.
Yeah.
Walter was perfectly fine. I had someone in my comments with the audacity to say, well, Walter wasn't a very good wrestling name. I was like, dude, okay, that's fine. Sure. If you don't like the name Walter, whatever.
Oh, well, I don't.
His established name.
He made it a good name. Right?
He made it a good name on WWE television.
And also,
that's my whole point.
Also, you give it the German pronunciation of Walter, and it's much more badass.
You're right. Yeah. And it's just, it sucks because
I think it's hilarious. I think this whole thing is hilarious. And I should say the last part is that the next day WWE released the trademark of Gunther Stark. So they're just like, fuck this. We'll move on.
It's laughable at WWE, but the only way I'm looking at it is at Mr. Walter over here.
Mm-hmm.
If you followed Walter's career, very protective of who he is, very protective of himself as a professional wrestler.
Very old school in that way.
Yeah, very. When he was on the indies, he rarely lost. He rarely accepted losses. Yada. So on and so forth. So, he finally said, okay, I'm going to go to the United States. And unfortunately for him, NXT ain't what it used to be. Had NXT been black and gold still and had that whole thing, Walter would be just fine. And honestly, if they change his name without the Nazi part, and
let's change the name to, like, I don't know. What's
Walt
Whitman.
It just sucks because you can't have a guy be on your television for 3+ years with this one name
that you were okay with,
right?
At some point, then, for 3 years,
bring him in over to your television. He's probably going to be there for the foreseeable future.
Mm-hmm.
And then just after the match saying, I'm now Gunther. Like, what are we doing here? I know what we're doing here. WWE has done this. And I saw like Finn Balor tweet like, people didn't like Finn either. Yeah, but it's not the same. You didn't come in as Prince Devitt for like a year.
For 5 years and then be like, oh, I'll get you the champion.
Kenta didn't come in and change his name to Hideo Itami after a year. Even though that was a terrible name change. Like, that's ridiculously bad. It sucks. It doesn't make sense. And I know you're going to talk about this, but within one show, Walter went from this big, menacing, unbeatable guy to just a guy.
Yeah. So I looking back on it from Sunday, I think the whole Gunther thing is ridiculously funny. Like, it's just like the perfect WWE issues of not understanding how to do what they're doing. And also, I'll be the one to say it. I think WWE purposely chose that name. Whether or not they knew about the German Nazism aspect. I'm not gonna say German. The Nazi aspect of it all. I want to separate those two. The Nazi aspect of all. Whether or not WWE knew about that, they specifically chose the name Gunther Stark. They got a Zoe Stark, and WWE never fucking has names that are too similar to other people. So they were probably gonna rename Zoe Stark in the process, It is just going to be a whole dumb thing. And it's just so hilarious to me because it's just like this company is doing exactly what it always does and does it in the worst way imaginable. My anger is about how they've treated the debut of Gunther. When he was in NXT UK, you got him to debut against like Jack Stars, I think it was, and just destroy a guy for like a couple minutes, and then destroy another guy the next week, and just destroy guys left and right, and do squash matches, build up this man. But then you bring him over to NXT, you put him in a little squash match, which they lose. I'm pretty sure they lost that match. And then I think a week or two later, you have him face Roddy Strong. Very good match. But it's like 50-50, right? Yeah, he lost the trios match. He wasn't pinned, but he lost the trios match at New Year's Evil. Then 2 weeks later has a skit with Malcolm Bivens where he's just like a bully, a locker room bully. Literally, they're in the locker room and he's bullying Malcolm Bivens. And then he have a 50-50 match with Roderick Strong. This man, Walter, Gunther, whatever you want to call him, is your new Andre, is your new Big Show or whatever. Now he comes to Florida and he becomes a dude. That's it. He's just a big dude. Why is he having 50-50 matches? Sure, yeah, it's Roderick Strong, and we respect him. But he shouldn't be wrestling Roderick Strong in this way in his singles debut. He needs to be wrestling Dante Chen or Andre Chase, right? He needs to be chancing, facing these dudes, not facing Roderick Strong in a 12-minute 50-50 match. Great match, by the way. Still thought it was good. And then you fumble the bag even more by changing his name to Gunther, who is a Nazi. So, so it's just like he's already like, this is the fear that everyone had with Walter coming to the States, coming to WWE main roster. And it's the same thing that we saw what might happen when he was on that Survivor Series team. He is already not treated like the ginormous man, not even want to say star, because he is a star, the ginormous man that he is. He's already a dude. Yep. You're doing this to Walter. You've stripped him of what he's great at, of being a monster that can just destroy people, and also his name. You've taken everything that he had, and he is now just a dude having 50-50 matches and being a locker room bully.
Think about it this way.
And also allegedly playing a Nazi character. This
is a Bruce Pritchard product now. That's what this show is.
This is a Bruce Pritchard production.
If Triple H had any control still, he wouldn't be Gunther. He would still be as Walter as could be. He would be dominant. He would be wrecking people. That's what he would be. And that all died after that last takeover where Walter lost the title. Pretty much over after that. And it just sucks because a lot of us love Walter. He's one of the best wrestlers in the entire world. And truthfully, I don't see him lasting long. I don't. And we don't ever cheer for someone to get released. We don't ever cheer for someone to want to leave. But the way and how old school Walter is, I don't see this lasting. I could see him be the one to walk out. I could see him getting released. I really don't know, but I don't see this lasting more than a year.
Yeah, I mean, and this is also not the first time. I mean, obviously there's the copyright issues. I mean, there's the whole story with AJ Styles that even in the Black and Gold days, that Triple H was the one talking to him, being like, "Hey, we're gonna have to change your name, AJ Styles, to to something else." And AJ was like, "Sure, but I got a giant AJ on the side of my rib cage here. Is that going to be okay? Is that okay for to showcase? And they're like, ooh, maybe we shouldn't. And then they, this became AJ Styles. It's ridiculous.
Because they want to own everything.
Yeah, and this isn't nothing new. Nothing of that. No. This is new. But that's what I'm more angry about. Is that it's less about they wanted to own everything. It's more about like they just don't want to make Minoru Suzuki said it best. They don't want to make anyone special. They only want to make gray blobs. And Walter is becoming a gray blob. They are ripping him of his specialness, his uniqueness that made him a person viable to sign. I don't understand. I don't understand it. Why do they pick up these people that are like big signees that are like really cool and then just strip them of everything that made them viable to sign in the first place?
To be fair, Triple H doesn't do it when he signed them.
Yeah.
For the most part, he didn't do it. And he's the one who signed Walter. Vince McMahon didn't know who the fuck Walter was until last week when he said, "That's Gunther."
That's Gunther.
No. So they're so broken. They just want everything to be theirs. And the gray blob thing is relevant. You're a gray blob unless they love you. You're a gray blob unless they love you. Unless they see value in you as a main event talent. And they very likely don't see that in Walter. So here's the hoping Walter is saved, and I'm never going to call him Gunther because that's not his name.
Yeah.
It's Walter. I'd rather call him Big Van Walter again than anything else, which is hysterical, by the way. And I'm just hoping the best for Mr. Walter, and hopefully
can't wait to see him in AEW.
Yeah, hopefully he feels very New Japan in AEW combo.
Yeah. What about instead of Big Van Walter, we call him Big Gun Gunther?
Moving on. All right.
GCW Hammerstein. Oh, I didn't talk about Mustafa Ali as well, but he typical. Well, I guess we should talk about Ali because I did have a point about that, and it's just Mustafa Ali. If you don't know, you probably do if you're watching this or listening to this. Is that he asked for his release and he didn't get it. I just thought it was interesting because I was talking to my girlfriend about the whole Mustafa Ali situation, and she was wondering, they've reverted on their releasing talent idea. All of a sudden, they did not see value and they just released Tony Storm and they were okay with that. But now all of a sudden, Mustafa Ali, they're like, no, we're keeping. You would. That's the weird part of the story is, to me, the bigger news item is, because this happens all the time with WWE of holding people, and they did it for years. But the bigger news item is they've suddenly reverted on releasing people.
And give it till April when they make their big next Max Exodus. It's just not fitting for them right now.
They'll cut people when the next quarter happens.
That's probably when he'll get cut. Truthfully. They'll be like, okay, well, he wanted to go, so we'll get rid of him. But we're going to waste 4 months of his career. By that next, Black Friday, Black Wednesday, whatever we call it, he would already be free.
Yeah.
He would already have been free. That would have been 90 days. But they're going to hold him because that's the company they are. They don't want, because I think in their minds, they see, okay, this guy could probably be a star somewhere. Because that's what everyone's tweeting out. Everyone's giving him support.
Yeah.
They have someone checking that. They have someone seeing that. Mustafa Ali, you put him in any other promotion, he's a star. He does everything right. And they see that, and they're like, well, we don't see him that way. But when he's wicked popular in AEW, like the 90 other people we released, then we'll have a problem. And I think Mustafa Ali, unfortunately, is probably in trouble because he tweeted it out. Truthfully, he might be free done if he requested and never tweeted anything out.
Well, it's possible. It's possible, obviously, that he did request it and he got fell in Duff figures. I wonder if I would have to look at the timeline of this all, but I did that Tony Khan comment about how they are being more selective about who they pick up Was that in between the Tony Storm Ali stuff?
Yeah.
Because I wonder if WWE saw that and was like, our plan of mass releasing people so that they pick up almost everybody. I wonder if they saw that and they're like, oh, that plan is not working because they're purposely being selective. I wonder. I mean, I'm trying to think of why they suddenly reverted. And I wonder if that comment could be part of it, because they have not released anyone since Tony Storm.
They cut a lot of budget.
They
cut a lot of budget.
That could be true. Maybe the budget's finally fixed, folks.
Yeah, the budget's finally fixed. Instead of making $1 billion, they're now making $1 billion and.
Sorry,
I 1.1 billion.
I take that back. They actually fired a lot of people after the Tony Storm thing. It was the William Regal and Samoa Joe and all that.
They're not done, and it's not stopping anytime soon. I'm telling you. Mustafa Ali, if he's not released beforehand, will be released at the WrestleMania cuts.
Yeah, I think Mustafa Ali is just a weird thing, because it is just like, I don't know, and they don't have any. It's just strange.
Dude's gonna be a world champion.
If they still cut people and they're keeping Ali, then they definitely see something of value in him, but not enough to put him on TV with a storyline.
He does a lot of great work outside of wrestling. I mean, he's a good.
Yeah, but they don't care about that. Come on, man.
Well, no, but like as a speaker, that's what he is, and I think they're afraid of the supposed story that Ali was pitched by Vincent K. McMahon of getting out.
That's possible. That's possible. Who knows?
I just hope the best for Mustafa, because dude's really good. Dude's been really good for a very long time, and he deserves a lot more than what he's getting right now.
I totally agree. If you like what you hear, of course, you can follow both of us at Ryan Neitzey on Twitter, at Scott E Wrestling, at CountOutPod. Listen to the podcast anywhere on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. I'm doing plugs real quick because not a lot of people ignore the rest of the show. But we're live on Twitch. If you like the show, consider subscribing. We greatly appreciate it. Anyways,
the show's over.
The show's over.
Like, whoa!
I'm thinking about putting the plugs right after the news, before their main stuff, so that people like that. Yeah, follow the podcast, Ring Post Radio. Leave a 5-star review. We would greatly appreciate it. Buy some merch.
Leave us a Okada Omega star review.
Interesting. Maybe we'll do something with that. I don't know. The world on GCW. Who knows how to pronounce it? The world on GCW. The Hammerstein show, as more people would call it, is happening tonight, folks. 123 Game Changer Wrestling has sold out Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City. And we got a card in front of us. Scotty, Thoughts on GCW selling at Hammerstein. Thoughts on all of this stuff, I guess. As I pull up the card.
Good for them. I think that's, first and foremost, great for them. They had a great, past 365 days, really gained steam, and I think a lot of that has to do with, different aspects. The dark side of the ring on Nick Gage, Jon Moxley going there.
Whole 440 versus Gage.
The work by Matt Cardona. Like there's a number of things. But I will say, I can't help but feel the show's a little bit empty. Show feels empty.
What do you mean, man? They are announcing more and more talent every single day up until the show.
And the talent is not the main reason GCW is popular. The talent that they're announcing. No offense, a lot of good talent. Some, not so much. But that happens. This show is happening because of Nick Gage. Yeah. Let's be honest here. It is. Without Nick Gage, GCW isn't where they are right now.
Correct.
They're not going to Hammerstein Ball. That's the truth. I'm not a big GCW fan. I'm not a big Nick Gage fan, but I know GCW because of Nick Gage.
Yeah.
And I think that's how a lot of people probably fell in love with GCW. They, Nick Gage was someone that people were talking about outside of the small GCW bubble at the time.
He broke through. He broke through their bubble.
He did. John Moxley went there to wrestle Nick Gage. He went there to wrestle him.
Yeah.
Matt Cardona had the run and potentially match of his life against Nick Gage. And he's not at the show.
And we're not gonna. And there's rumors out there about what is happening with Nick Gage.
I have no idea.
We're not touching those rumors. No. But there is a video that's also out there that is definitely him saying, "I am not going to go there because screw that company."
Yeah. And
so I don't know what happened. No, it doesn't look good.
It always could be a, all for show. It could just be, booking plan.
It could be Nick Gage doing the fucking sell of his life. I don't think so, but
I don't know. But it's gonna be weird when
Nick Gage's got his working boots on.
It's gonna be weird when the show comes and goes, and he's probably not a part of it. He felt destined for that Sandman entrance,
and there's going to be a reaction to that if Nick Gage is not on the show at all in any capacity.
Yeah. And you look at the rest of the card. I mean, you got a main event, John Moxley versus Homicide. That's awesome. Great. Should be a great match. But Ryan.
Yeah.
Are those GCW guys?
No. I wouldn't. No.
Not even a lick. No, neither of them are.
Ring of Honor and AEW, baby. WWE.
Yeah, exactly. Even. WWE, even if you want to go further back for Mox, that he wasn't a GCW guy. It's Jonathan Gresham versus Blake Christian. Now Blake Christian, we agree is a GCW guy, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Chef Jarrett, come on, the farthest from a GCW guy. Matt Cardona.
I would say he's officially become a GCW guy,
and that's a credit to him.
Yeah,
that's credit to him. Mm-hmm. But you look up and down this card.
The Briscoes?
And I don't know.
The Briscoes? Are they there?
The Briscoes, they're not GCW guys. Mm-hmm. They've been Ring of Honor guys for 20 years. They're nothing else. Now, who answers that call? Probably not GCW guys. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people are excited for the show. I'm looking forward to it. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to watch it.
We know people that will be there live.
Yeah, but there is part of me that looks at this and I'm like, this can't be what they envisioned when, they went all out for this show. This can't be what they envisioned. The death matches aren't there.
Because legally can't be there.
The two staples of GCW are Nick Gage and death matches. Neither of them are probably going to be there.
Yes.
Well, death matches are definitely not going to be there.
Before I make my big point on GCW, and not GCW, but this show specific, is that I am deciding to no longer really pull punches. I feel like I do pull punches about GCW. I try not to pull punches about anything, but because in my head, when I want to strike down on someone, for me, it's okay to strike down on someone when it's like a multi-billion-dollar company, right?
Gunther.
Like a Gunther. It's fun to make fun of WWE because it's easy. Well, one, it's super easy, and also they make billions of dollars, so who gives a shit? But when it's like an indie, I don't really want to make too much fun of an indie because they don't have a lot of money. They're putting the work, but and I think, but I still try to be critical of everything. Right. If GCW is considered by some folks as the third promotion of the world.
U.S. The
U.S. Third promotion in the world, viable up there if New Japan Strong, selling out similar gates like New Japan Strong. If they're up there with that echelon, then they need to be criticized in that same sphere, right? I think the time of just being super happy of them being at that point is coming to a close, and we're going to have to start, when this show is happening. This show makes them no longer avoidable to criticism, avoidable to commentary, avoidable to these things. They're a promotion, and to, I would say, AEW, WWE, and all these guys, having a show on pay-per-view and everything makes them competition. So they are up to that task. In that same vein, I am not happy about what this show has become. I'm not a huge GCW fan. I know a lot of people are. And I would argue that not every GCW fan is like super happy with this card. I think this card's exciting, but I think if you were a GCW fan, I don't think they are quite ecstatic about this because, like you said, the two staples of the promotion, Nick Gage and death matches, and to an extent, I would say 440, and what made them popular will presumably not be present on this card whatsoever. And that is, to me, frustrating. And this is like my big hot take on the matter, is that to achieve this, it feels like we're selling a little bit of the soul of GCW. And it feels like to get to this point, we have to let go of what GCW is and what they're popular. This show is not going to be a GCW show. It's going to be a supercard of game-changing, not honor, but of violence. Supercard of violence. Is that something? But I don't know. I'm not totally happy. And I think I agree with you. I do agree with you. Is that I don't think this card was what they originally planned it to be at all. I think there's elements there. I think it was totally the main event was going to be Jon Moxley versus Nick Gage, of Nick Gage winning the title. Totally. Who knows? Maybe that could still happen. Doubt it, but who knows? I just think that if I was a fan of GCW, I wouldn't be completely ecstatic about this card. If I was a fan of GCW, I'd be kind of upset about what it is. And yes, there are reasons why this show is not going to be a typical GCW show. But to get to this point, we had to sell a little bit of who we are as a promotion. And I don't think it's capitalism, I guess. So the money is more important. But I think having a promotion that it extends to what it actually is, I think you should keep the honor of your promotion rather than sell your soul a little bit. To get that green, baby. Get that green. Ooh.
It's very Ring of Honor like, in a sense. Ring of Honor kind of sold their soul. From what they once were to become the Sinclair TV product, and they kind of got away from what made them Ring of Honor. They had a lot of talent on their cards that weren't really Ring of Honor-esque in a sense. And we saw where they ended up. Now, I don't think that's where GCW is going. GCW hasn't reached the era of being a Sinclair broadcast and being partnered with New Japan Pro Wrestling and yada, yada, yada. But you look at this card alone, their biggest show to date, biggest show ever, and a lot of it's very non-GCW-esque. Mm-hmm. It's very, like you said, super cardish. But how super can a super card be when there's a lot of WWE alum and
it's propped up by a lot of other companies.
Yeah. I mean, your world champion is, and I love Jon Moxley, so I'm perfectly fine with it. But
if Tony Khan suddenly saw GCW as competition and pulled their people from the show,
yep, they'd be done.
That's a lot of people. It's a decent amount of people.
Yeah, and I'm wishing them the best. I really am, but it's just this is going to be the most eyes ever.
Yeah,
ever on GCW, and a lot of the people that are going to go over don't actually work for you.
That's potentially, yeah.
Like, if Homicide wins, okay, well, he's not signed to GCW long term. If Jon Moxley wins, we know he's not. If Jeff Jarrett wins, which I don't think he will, Hello, he's not signed to GCW. He's Jeff Jarrett. He was just on SmackDown 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett goes where he thinks he'll get some clout.
The money.
Yeah, and that's what he's getting here. I don't mean to bash GCW. It should be a really fun show. Hammerstein is an awesome venue.
The fans alone are going to bring this show to insane heights.
I don't think this show can be a dud because of the fans alone. I was saying this to you before we even started.
Yeah.
I think no matter what, it's going to be a very entertaining show because the crowd's going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
But where does GCW go from here? And that'll be the interesting story to follow afterwards.
Bring up that point about, like you said, about like Sinclair and Ring of Honor and all that stuff. That goes to another point, is that this show definitely feels like the goal, and as a fan of wrestling and stuff, and a viewer of GCW, what is the next goal, right? You have no idea. A goal for any promotion in this stage should be some sort of TV product, right? This is a good pilot for a TV product, I would argue.
Yeah.
But, it's the same thing. If you want to have a TV product, they won't be able to do the death matches at all. What makes Nick Gage cool besides the entrance won't really be able to be on the product. The product to get, and we're seeing it right now in this Hammerstein show, to get to higher heights, GCW will not be able to be the show, the promotion it once was. It'll be forced to change to get to those higher heights, to get to those higher monetary values. And I'm asking the GCW fandom, are you okay with that? Are you okay with that journey? Because it's going to happen. Look at ECW. Look at where it landed. Look at how it ended. I'm not saying it's the same situation, but I'm just saying it's a similar idea, not as deathmatchy as GCW, but it's a similar idea back in the day, and look where it ended up. The more and more money it got, the less and less it became what it is. The more and more GCW money is going to go after, the less and less it become. And I'm nervous about that. But let's get to the show. There's a pre-show, obviously, on this. It's probably going to be on YouTube, I'm guessing. 6-way scramble match. Grim Reaper, Alex Zane, Dante Leon, Nick Wayne, Jack Cartwheel, and Noah's own Ninja Mac. Good high-flying action. I don't really have any big takes. And then, of course, the pre-show Battle Royal, which has however many people. They're announced a butt ton of people. So I imagine any and all of them are probably going to be in this. I think this pre-show Battle Royal is going to have like clusterfucky vibes.
Very WrestleMania-esque, huh?
Yeah, very, very WrestleMania-esque. I think this Battle Royal is going to have clusterfucky vibes.
Clusterfucky vibes.
But they just can't call it that. Which I think also goes to my point. But let's start off with the main card, which is the Grab the Brass Ring ladder match. PCO, Impact's PCO, Alex Colon, Tony Depp, not really Ring of Honor's Tony Deppen, AEW at the moment, Leo Rush, suit-wearing Jimmy Lloyd, and formerly MLW Jordan Oliver are all in a Revolution-esque Grab the Brass Sonic Ring ladder match.
Oh, you want me to pick someone to win?
What do you don't have to pick anybody, but you got thoughts?
No.
I think this should be a good match. I think
ladder matches are awesome.
Yeah. I think there's enough exciting ideas in here that it could be pretty good.
Yeah, it should be interesting. I mean, Leo Rush in a ladder match is pretty cool. We know Alex Colon could be pretty crazy. And this is the closest he's going to get to his usual style. So I guess we should enjoy that, right?
Yeah.
It should be crazy. It should be really entertaining. It's a perfect match to open the show, the traditional card, because you want to have Hammerstein as hot as possible, kick it off with a ladder match, boom bam, very entertaining. I think it's a good call.
Do we know what the brass gold ring, whatever it is, brass ring. Do we know what it is? It just a ring? Like,
Not an idea. No idea.
Do we have any idea? Like, if is it a title match down the line?
I think it's a title match.
I think it is as well, but I haven't seen anyone mention it.
The one match that I was really looking forward to on this card is not happening anymore, and it sucks.
What match was that?
AJ Gray versus Eddie Kingston.
Oh, yeah. That would have been great. That would have been really good.
That was like the one thing I was amped for. Eddie Kingston and the Hammerstein. Fuck yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if the winner of this ladder match is going to be either Jordan Oliver or Jimmy Lloyd, and I think it's going to be Jordan Oliver. Ooh. I also had this thought the other day about like Kevin Gill on commentary talks a lot about Tony Deppen being like the gatekeeper. I was like, man, for a gatekeeper, he loses a lot. Like he's already a pretty shitty gatekeeper. It's like
he beat Speedball.
What was the last match that Tony Deppen has won in GCW? Like I feel like just Tony Deppen's, you know, I guess he did beat Mike Bailey and he did beat Dark Sheik and he did beat Cole Radrick and Nick Wayne and Demonic Flamita, but he lost to Bandit. Okay, maybe he won a lot of matches. He lost to Jora Joel, but that was brilliant beyond. Anyways, next up there was the singles match: Ruby Soho versus Allie Katch. Soho coming in from AEW again to face Allie Katch. Now, I'm not going to be too overly critical about it, but I don't think Allie Katch is that great. I think she's certainly gotten better, but it's not like she's not going to be in Stardom any day soon.
I can't believe you just put that into the universe.
But also my concern about this match is something that we've talked about with Ruby Soho, is that she is not much of a ring general. We saw it with the Ruby Soho Jade Cargill match. I don't think Ruby Soho is that much of a ring general, which is another point I have about AEW's women's divisions, that they need more ring generals. So I am concerned. I think Ruby Soho is a good like pickup sort of situation, but I'm concerned because I don't think Ruby Soho is someone that can make this match great or maybe even good, and I'm concerned about it.
Yeah, see, it's not. To me, she's not the problem.
Ruby Soho's not the problem.
No, I'm going to be honest. I don't think Allie Katch is good. I don't.
That's fair.
I don't think she's very good.
Why is that? What about her?
I mean, I watch a lot of wrestling. I'm not trying to be like elitist wrestling or spreadsheet guy, and she's very likable. I understand why people like her, but I watch a lot of women's wrestling specifically. I watch Stardom, every single show they have. And I don't connect to Allie Katch. Allie Cat, which one is she now? Is she Catch now?
She's Catch, yeah.
Yeah, I don't connect to it. And that's fine. I understand why people do. That's perfectly fine. But I don't imagine this match being very good. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they wrestle up to the stakes. They wrestle up to the feeling of the show. She is a GCW original. This is a big moment for her. Mm-hmm. If she's going to have the best match of her career, it should be this show. Am I wrong?
I got distracted because...
no, it's fine.
Jessie, my girlfriend, just brought in a lovely plate of scrambled eggs.
Nice.
So
nice. But am I wrong, though? Like, if this is going to be the best match of her career, I wouldn't be shocked. Not because she's wrestling Ruby Soho.
Biggest match of her career, certainly.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I am someone that's willing to watch and see.
Yeah.
Maybe she proves me wrong.
You got to be good, though, in this spot. This is the sort of spot, like, you got to be good in here. This is Hammerstein.
Make or break.
This is make or break, Allie. This is make or break. You got to be good in here. You got to be really, really good. You got to show me something. And the reason I bring up the Soho aspect is because Soho is going to be her dance partner in this match, and I'm concerned about it because of what I've seen from Soho previously with less experienced wrestlers. I'm concerned. Singles match: Matt Cardona with Chelsea Green, his wife, versus Joey Janela. They did a little that Macho Man Ric Flair feud stuff. and it got resolved because the photos were photoshopped. And then now we still have
not
the
even
match.
remotely Photoshop, but okay.
They were just they just held the pose and then changed the person. But the photos were photoshopped, kayfabed photoshopped, and that issue got resolved, but we still have the match. Joey Janela, Mark Cardona.
I don't know. Should be fun. I'm not a big Joey Janela fan, but I can recognize that he is especially good in his GCW appearances. Like, this is where he often has his best matches. And we've been praising Matt Cardona a lot on this show, what he's done in GCW. So I'm happy he got a spot. Happy Janela got a spot. Would have been nice if they could have done like more stipulation than a straight up singles match, because my interest in a straight up singles match between these two is not as high.
I guess to be fair though, for GCW is that they always advertise things as singles matches, but more than likely they're just no DQ matches. The ref rule thing is very lenient to say the least.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah, I think because the AJ Gray Eddie Kingston match is now on this show, I think this match has potential to be one of the best matches on the card.
Mm-hmm.
I think Janela is very good. Janela's gotten a lot better in the past couple of years, and Matt Cardona, I think, has been doing some of the greatest work in his career in GCW. So I think this match should be pretty good. I don't know how much like wrestling skill and personality stuff, because there's definitely the personalities that bring out the crowd for these two guys. But I think this will still be a very good match, and this is one of the matches I'm actually kind of looking forward to in a weird sense.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure.
Jeff Jarrett taking on Effie. Effie is very good. I think Effie is very good. Obviously, people have their takes on the gimmick and whatnot. But I actually do think Effie is very good. Jeff Jarrett, though. Jeff Jarrett. JARRETT.
Forward to this match is because of Jeff Jarrett. I'm gonna admit it.
54.
Don't know the last time this guy wrestled the match. Couldn't tell you off the top of my head. But what I can tell you is that him and Effie is going to be, I'm not going to say a spectacle because it's not that big of a thing, but I don't know, maybe it'll be a car crash that you just like, you want to look away, but you can't. You got to actually see it.
That's also
like said.
That's what I love about Effie. What I think Effie is amazing at is selling.
Yeah, so it should be something. I'm looking forward to it.
Effie's going to do a lot of
job done.
Effie's going to do a lot of selling for Jeff here. Do you think what are the odds that Jeff Jarrett wins? You think?
I don't think they're very high.
I think it's 50-50.
If you have Jeff, see that would be a big mistake, I think.
I agree.
If you have Jeff Jarrett beat one of your guys.
I agree.
On your biggest show.
I agree, but it's Jeff Jarrett, so I'm like, you never know, man. You never know.
Hey, man, if he goes in for business for himself and makes sure he wins, then bravo. That'd be hysterical.
I can see like Jeff Jarrett winning here, and then having like the second match later at like some rinky-dink warehouse, and then Effie wins, and because Jeff Jarrett doesn't care. But because it's the big stage.
JEFF JARR.
ETT.
Not finishing. No, I didn't know, but I wasn't finishing it.
I think Effie is very good. I think what Effie does great at is the selling, and obviously he's gonna have to do a lot of selling for this match. I don't think Jeff Jarrett's gonna be doing any. Jeff Jarrett's never been like a big guy like that, but an amazing wrestler like that. But I think Ryan, it's gonna be interesting.
Keiji Muto's wrestling at 59 is not very good. I have potentially seen older men wrestle worse this year. So Jeff Jarrett, go kill it, my guy.
Yeah, baby. It's trios action here. Team Bandito, ASF, and Laredo Kid versus Team Gringo, Gringo Loco, Demonic Flamita, and Arez. Some lucha action in here.
Fuck yeah, why not? I'm never going to complain about lucha action.
Nah, it should be fairly decent. I like everybody in here. ASF is obviously more of the unknown guy in here. But between everybody else, Laredo Kid, Bandito, Arez, Demonic Flamita, I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. Sorry. Yeah, it should be fun.
GCW tag team match. The Briscoes open challenge versus anybody. Who do you think it is and why?
Seen people say the Revival or FTR, whatever the fuck they're called. I don't think Tony Khan would just let that happen away from AEW television.
100% agree.
He knows what he's doing. There's a reason he got Jon Moxley on Rampage in a wrestling match before this show.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to let Jon Moxley's first match back be on a different promotion. And he's not going to let his tag team wrestle the most famous, or second most famous, maybe next to the Young Bucks, tag team of Ring of Honor's history on a show that isn't his.
That are also available that he could just do himself.
Yeah.
And make money off.
It's not FTR. That was my biggest thing coming into this. It's not FTR.
I have a pick who I think it is.
Okay.
Do you have a pick?
No, I don't have a pick.
I think this is going to be, I would put all my money on this.
If you were a betting man.
If I was a betting man, it's not going to be FTR. If not going to be Room Temp. Too Cold Scorpio and Scotty. Too Cold Scorpio and Scotty Too Hottie. I think this is none other than the legendary Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson.
That sounds fair.
I think this is Rock and Roll Express. I think they are on their tour, the tour of finishing out. Ricky Morton is announced for the show, right? But we don't know where he is. He could be in the Battle Royal, but he's announced for the show. They're doing the last legs of their closing out tour. They want to retire. I think you can put Rock and Roll Express in here. I think they could have a very sizable, fun and entertaining match at the Briscoes. I think Rock and Roll Express could win. And then face, some of the guys and then put over another team. I think that's something they would do. I think it's something GCW would love to have. And I think it makes the most sense. Yeah, it's not FTR, but it's pretty damn close now, isn't it? It's not that close. FTR is very different than Rock and Roll Express.
My only other thought is if they can get ECW guys.
If they get ECW guys in, who do you want it to be? Who's available that you can get in here?
I mean, isn't every ECW guy available? I don't think many of them are getting paid nowadays. I don't know who. I'm just kind of thinking out loud. Maybe we'll get more of WWE ECW people instead.
So you can
the
get
real ECW people.
You can get Rhino Jerry Lynn?
RVD.
Jerry Lynn. Oh, RVD. RVD is... Why is Rob Van Dam not in GCW?
Why is Rob Van Dam not wrestling?
That's also creepy. Well, he's doing he's got weed companies and all that stuff and concussions and all that stuff. But Rhino and RVD is very interesting. Jerry Lynn, he's available. Do Jerry Lynn and X-Pac, the Hall of Fame team?
I could see I think X-Pac, Sean Waltman wants to wrestle, and I think he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. So
I think it's possible. I think if there's ever going to be a title change, it's going to be in this tag team match. I don't think any of those big surprise ones like ECW guys or Hall of Fame guys is going to be like winners. So that's why I think let's get someone that is still fairly active, but it could be a cool surprise.
Sure.
Now, do you think that Rock and Roll Express would be a letdown?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. They're legends.
Yeah.
They're legitimate legends. So would they really be a letdown? No, but I think a lot of people are getting their hopes up for elsewhere. And this is the problem you put against yourself when you do the mystery opponent open challenge thing. It can be very hit or miss.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Who knows? Ring of Honor World Title match. Jonathan Gresham defending the title in Pure Rules, I imagine, against the likes of Blake Christian with Ian Riccaboni on the card.
Pure Rules in a few minutes. We're gonna get the Pure Rules big time, but I don't know. This should be.
They're
solid.
Good. I think Blake Christian had a phenomenal 2019, 2020. I forget what it was.
You gonna start saying he had a phenomenal match? Let's pump the brakes there. Phenomenal is like 5-star.
Blake Christian had a phenomenal 2020, and then he went to WWE for 2021, and that was that. Now he's back.
Dates Cora Jade. That was his character in
that actually that legit all was who he was. And also like there were a couple and then now they aren't, I guess. in NXT canon, like he just never showed up again.
NXT canon, they're not in real life.
Yeah. I think this match could be a proper return for Blake Christian, like in terms of the GCW audience. He's got to get back into it, and I think this is a match that can help him get back into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably not going to be better than the match I saw Gresham have with Stephen Macklin this week on Impact. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
For Pure Rules matches that I am slowly falling out on. But I don't know. It could be pretty good. And again, atmosphere is going to do a lot of good for this.
Well, you say that, but it's a Pure Rules match, and a match. This is
they might boo it.
They might. This is GCW, a promotion
that ECW though.
Yeah, but this promotion lacks rules, and having a match that's suddenly full of rules. I don't think this match is this proper. Like Cage Match listed as the semi-main. It's going to be like middle of the card. But it's I haven't seen any of his other Ring of Honor Pure Rules World Title matches yet. Jonathan Gresham in GCW, but I have no idea what the crowd reaction is. I do recall, actually, Ashley and Amanda from How Do You Talk to Your Friend About Wrestling podcast. They went to the LA GCW show where it was AJ Gray versus Gresham, and they said the crowd was like against the match and even booed it at points. And I believe Amanda said, "This match is great. Why is everyone reacting like this?" And they got super mad at the crowd. So I'm worried that it might be a similar situation.
It's bold. It is bold. I will say that.
Your main event is going to be GCW World Title match. Jon Moxley defending the title versus challenger Homicide. Homicide making the return to Hammerstein after working a Ring of Honor many moons ago. I think we kind of said what we needed to say about this main event and how we feel about this. It definitely does not feel like a GCW main event. For
it's a great main event.
It's a good, solid main event. For obvious reasons. It's cold. It's. If I was GCW, maybe I would have gotten Moxley not at Northeast Wrestling, but maybe made him do some sort of thing with Homicide at the Hall of Fame. I don't know. That's a shitty idea because you don't want to do that at a Hall of Fame ceremony like that. But I don't know. It's just a cold match that just doesn't really feel like GCW too much. But the crowd's gonna love it. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a solid match. I don't think it's going to be the best match of the card, quite honestly. But
here's my take.
It's going to be interesting.
Oh, what do you think is going to be the best match on the card? Because I could not tell you.
I do think Cardona and Janela have a good possible chance, outside chance. I think Moxley Homicide. I think Homicide's winning. I think Homicide's winning this title. Going off and doing Homicide things with it.
Sure.
And yeah, I think that's GCW, the world on GCW.
I think Jon Moxley's gonna have a really great entrance. That's probably what I'm looking forward to most on the show.
Yeah, if anyone's gonna have the, quote unquote Sandman like Hammerstein entrance, it'll probably be Jon Moxley.
Yeah, going through the crowd's going nuts. Should be awesome. The show should be interesting. We'll be reviewing it next week.
That is true. That is all true. We'll be reviewing the show next week. See how it is, folks. We'll see how it
Tough
certainly
show
is.
for the non-GCW crew of me and you to preview.
I'm not like super anti GCW.
I'm not anti.
It's just this show specifically that I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, guys. But if you're excited about it, obviously, treasure that excitement, because I guess we'll find out how it is. WWE this Saturday, can you believe it already, is having the Royal Rumble match. Can you freaking believe it?
Royal Rumble,
yeah,
always going to be my favorite pay-per-view of the year.
Yeah.
It honestly, like, this is it's a match style, but it's a show that I know people that don't watch wrestling anymore watch.
Yeah.
They watch the Royal Rumble. And it's because of that surprise factor. It's because of that excitement as 10, 9, 8, there's an excitement there. And then usually at the end, it's always pretty cool. And the reason I'm so excited for this year, WWE has fucking a lot of terrible things going for them. They're just,
what?
Bad promotion. Yeah. But this is the first Royal Rumble since 2020 with a crowd. They didn't have a crowd last year. They were in the Superdome, or whatever the fuck it was called, Thunderdome. And
did they not?
I
have
know
a crowd
this
last year?
because Bianca and Edge won with no crowd. I vividly remember it.
Yeah, right. You're right.
So, and it's in a stadium. It's in a stadium this year.
Yeah.
Again, we're back in a stadium. And I like the baseball.
The dome at America's Center in St. Louis.
Yeah, I like that setup. I thought that was really good. The 2 times they did it before. Last time we had a crowd, Drew McIntyre won. Great Royal Rumble match. I'm excited. Are there names so far in the men's Rumble match that have me jumping up and down? Not necessarily. But it's the Rumble, baby. It's the Rumble. That's how you go into it.
You always get into the Rumble.
Yeah. The Rumble's great because this year I don't have any connection to someone winning it. I don't know who's winning it, and that's the beauty of it.
I think there's a good shot that the person winning it is not announced.
Yeah, I think it's a great shot, at least in the men's.
Yeah, well, let's get into it. Royal Rumble, mixed tag team.
It's a good card, by the way.
Good card. I think it's
In this.
I think it's an interesting card.
I will put money on the 2 world title matches being very good.
Mixed tag team match. What about this one? Edge and Beth Phoenix making her return in the ring again. Versus The Miz and Maurice also making her return in the ring again.
I absolutely hated the singles match at day 1, so this should probably not be great. But Beth's cool. I have nothing against Maurice. She's not good.
Yeah, she's not going to be that great in the match. The Miz is just going to do a thing, and Edge and Beth Phoenix. There's going to be a moment where Beth Phoenix beats up The Miz.
Edge won the Royal Rumble from number 1 last year, and now he's wrestling The Miz again.
Could be in it. Still could be in the Royal Rumble.
Doubt it.
Yeah, that's my issue. Also, they have this ginormous roster, yet they're constantly just put people who are in other matches in the card in the Royal Rumble. Maybe that's always been a thing. I would have to look back.
It's always been a thing since 2007, at least.
That's what I thought. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Who won the day 1 match? Edge.
And I think Edge and Beth will win.
Yeah.
Too.
I think Edge and Beth. Miz and Maurice will win if there's another match at WrestleMania or something. But it's probably
there's literally no reason Beth should lose.
Good
Specifically,
point. Well,
Beth should lose.
Yeah, that's a good point. Raw Women's Title match: Becky Lynch versus Doudrop.
I hope people remember that Doudrop under the stupid name, much like Gunther, is a good wrestler.
Yeah,
Piper Niven, Viper, good wrestler. Becky Lynch, pretty good wrestler. I don't know if you've heard of her. I think this could be it's definitely the most overlooked match on the show. I think it'd be pretty good. I won't say it's gonna be great or anything. I think it'll be pretty good though.
I agree. I think it's gonna be a pretty good match. I think Doudrop is a very good wrestler.
Becky wins, by the way.
Or at least what I remember watching Doudrop. She was a very good wrestler. Have I seen a single Doudrop main event match? No, I don't think I have.
Well, she hasn't had a main event match, if that helps. She's probably had many main event matches on main event, if that's what you're thinking.
That's true. But I have no idea. I have no idea how she's going to be. I think I meant to say main roster. Now I think about it.
Oh, that makes sense.
But I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen. I think I maybe saw like one.
Her and Bianca had some good matches, actually.
That's good.
That's because Bianca's really good too.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't think Doudrop's winning here. I think it's easily Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
WWE title match: Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. I think this has the makings to be a really good match. It's Brock. Brock is really good. People dog on him all the time, but Brock is also still very good.
Brock's fucking awesome.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I'm always excited to see Brock Lesnar wrestle, but really when people like dunk on Brock, it's because of the storyline situation about his contract and all this other stuff about him never being there. Now he's like there every single week and he puts on good matches. So I don't have any complaints.
Brock Lesnar is one of the best ever for a reason. Like, first off, as long as he, respects Bobby in this match, it's going to be very good. Brock Lesnar decides who he's going to sell for and who he's not going to sell for. And we've seen it. Him versus AJ Styles, great match. Him versus Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, whatever the fuck you want to call him, great match. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, not always a great match. Now, that's not that he didn't want to sell for him, but it's the way they made him craft that match. Now, the first one at WrestleMania 31 is very good. Ever since, not so much, because they just pollute it with so many stupid different things,
different ideas. They've run out of ideas, and they're just doing stuff, doing gimmick stuff.
But the best way to get the best out of Brock Lesnar is just let him go in there and be Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
it's so simple. I don't mind that he just does suplexes and clotheslines and F5s. What the hell do I care? The dude throws around people like it's nobody's business and then bumps like it's nobody's business. He might be the best seller in the damn company.
Yeah, he is.
That's how good he is.
He is, yeah.
And him and Bobby
is a person that has wanted this match for like practically like a decade.
This is going to be the best version of Bobby Lashley we ever see.
The utmost motivated Bobby Lashley. He wants this to be great. He wants this to be great.
And I expect Bobby Lashley to walk out as WWE champion.
Whoa, really?
I do.
That would be a good fix. That would be a really good fix to get back to where they needed to be.
Yeah. I think Bobby has managed to stay dominant in a way I did not expect him to after he lost the title, which, that's not WWE like.
I mean, I would say that
Bobby's awesome. Bobby deserves this match. Bobby, if he won it, it could be cloudy. It's going to be cloudy. If Brock Lesnar's losing, it's not going to be clean. But I think Bobby Lashley walks out as WWE champion.
I did not think about that possibility. I totally thought it was a foregone conclusion to have Brock win here. But Bobby Lashley winning would be a very good match, very good win for Bobby. And would get him back into the title picture. And would fix the Brock Roman situation. But I'm convinced. I'm convinced, honestly. I think that's actually the move to go.
Because unification's not happening. I think we agree on it. That's not happening. And the main event of WrestleMania Night 2 is Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar.
Whether or not the main roster collapses, or not main roster, but the brands collapse, whether or not the brands collapsed in on each other is one thing, but they're going to keep the WWE title, the Universal title.
Right. And I think it would be kind of silly to end this all-time reign of Roman Reigns just so you can get back to your WrestleMania main event. Like, I feel like part of the pull is if you're going to do that match is you want that, 500 50-day reign up for grabs in the main event of WrestleMania with Brock Lesnar determined. That's the story I think makes sense. So Brock losing the title makes the most sense. And I think having a heel going in, I don't even know if Bobby Lashley's a heel. I don't really know what he is. He's just kind of Bobby Lashley.
He's a heel.
So assuming he's a heel.
I think they're starting to try to baby him right? a little. Brock is a baby. I think they're trying to start babying Bobby.
Brock is the baby.
Look, man, Brock, he's the baby.
Yeah, I would never say that to his face.
Brock, you're the baby. This is me, Vince McMahon.
Yeah, but I think a heel Bobby Lashley or whatever going into WrestleMania is better than. It's always better to have a heel so someone could chase, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Bob.
WWE Universal title match. Roman Reigns defending the title against Seth Rollins. You say that about Bobby Lashley, and I think there is also the possibility that they don't do it with Bobby Lashley, but they do it with Seth Rollins instead.
I agree.
Where Seth Rollins wins the title, and then it's Roman chasing Brock.
I agree.
I think that's confusing because of where the titles are, but then you just switch the brands of the titles, and the red strap comes back. But so there's also always that chance. Allegedly, the plan was for Seth Rollins to beat Big E at day one.
That's what I predicted on this damn show. I predicted that.
Mm-hmm. There was a I believe it was like some sort of like poster that came out with the results that said Seth Rollins won, defeating the three other guys. It was a leak, obviously. So it seems like potentially the plan was Seth Rollins. That's just alleged rumor. Who the hell knows? But if that was the plan, a good way to fix it would be to end Roman Reigns' streak, I guess, this championship run with Seth Rollins, which I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't think Seth Rollins is there. And still, brand new fix.
Just started.
Yeah, and then having Roman go after Brock. I think having Bobby Lashley do that is a better move. But if they want to do what they want to do, Seth Rollins winning here is that.
Do you remember last year when there were like rumors that Seth was supposed to win the Royal Rumble?
Vaguely.
Yeah. And it just kind of makes me wonder, like, is it 2 years in a row that he was supposed to like have major matches at WrestleMania and potentially he has them both taken away by, accident almost? It's possible.
Yeah.
I do think they're setting up Rollins for a run here, though. I'm going to pick Roman, but I do think that they're turning Seth babyface based off the one show I saw both of their segments over the past 2 weeks. And of course he has to play the babyface against Roman, but people are into him. Like, fans are into him. They're singing his song to him. They're cheering for Seth Rollins again. He actually, I don't want to say this yet, but he's starting to feel hot again. Do you remember when he had that gauntlet showing in like 2017? He beat Cena and Reigns.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the gauntlet. It was the Elimination Chamber gauntlet. He was hot back then. And he ultimately, I think that was the year after he won when he beat Brock at WrestleMania. But he was really hot then. And WWE fails at, hitting on people when they're hot. If they want to have him face Bobby for the title at WrestleMania, it's fitting, but I do think he's going to be doing something with Kevin Owens one way or another.
Yeah. Let's go into the Royal Rumble matches. Now, Scotty, you wanted to do a fun little, your dog is barking in the background. Yeah, a little yapster. You wanted to do a fun little game for the Royal Rumble for not just our audience to play along maybe, but also for us to have a little something. Do you want to explain it? Yeah.
So this kind of came from me and my friend, because me and my friend, favorite match of the year for Royal Rumble, which Royal Rumble was just cool. I think for a lot of WWE, like, fans, if you grew up as a fan from being a kid, the Royal Rumble's the place to be. Even if you weren't a kid, I think the Royal Rumble's place to be. And what we used to do is just like, pick numbers and see who it is. But, I wanted more. I wanted more from it. So it's kind of like a superlative thing. You pick, so the placement is, so we do the numbers.
Yeah.
We do the numbers. We pick one ourselves. We get a random one in each Rumble.
These are numbers of the entrant number that
Yes.
potentially could win the Royal
Yes.
Rumble. It's like it's like a lottery ticket.
Right. Then you pick winner, of course. First entrant, second entrant, because those are, those could be pretty big names.
Mm-hmm.
Longest in the match, so the competitor, the Iron Man of sorts, or Iron Woman. Most eliminations. The 30th entrant, which is always a big one.
Well,
sometimes it's terrible. Final four.
Sometimes it's not Daniel Bryan.
Right. Yeah, then poor Rey Mysterio gets booed out of the building. Final four, and of course, like I said, numbers. So it's really fun. And the way me and Ryan are doing it is we're gonna have a point system. There's gonna be a winner. There's gonna be a loser. And we're gonna do some sort of prize. I think the way I've thought about it is if one of our numbers hit, we get a prize. But no matter what, someone's gonna lose.
Yeah.
With points.
Overall, the loser of the points is going to get the punishment. But if someone's numbers is pick, or let's say numbers pick, or they call the winner.
Yes. That's agreeable. If we both call the winner, then great, awesome. Yeah. No one gets anything. But yeah. So it should be fun. So we're gonna randomize a number. Then we're going to pick one ourselves after the randomization, and neither of our numbers can be the same. That's also key here.
Correct. Well, let's start off with the Women's Royal Rumble. Obviously, there's a bunch of people already announced. But let's start off with Scotty. Who do you think will be first and second in the Royal Rumble?
You say the women's?
Of the women's, correct.
So this was a weird one because you don't really want to start off with a legend because they're not going to hang around long. But at the same time, they're kind of like telling a weird story. Lita, there's Mickie James, Knockouts champion. I just go with current day people to save myself. I want Rhea Ripley first, oddly. I was like, okay, she could be an Iron. They kind of want to get her back on the babyface run. Iron. And then, Shotzi is my number 2. And it's because I don't know. I was like, yeah, those are my dart throws. The first and second are so weird to predict because you really don't know unless they announce it.
My first and second is Lita.
Okay, that's fair.
That's
Lita. What I thought about. I thought about her.
And then Shotzi as number second as well.
That's pretty crazy.
That's insane. I thought Lita and Shotzi because I think they have sort of a history together with a Tough Enough situation with Shotzi. Cool. And it's a match they probably both want, and they could have a little match here. It's never going to be a match the WWE would do otherwise, but it's a match they could actually have in kind of. Yeah. And and then Shotzi coming out with the tank. I think that makes sense as sort of an entrance thing. I guess you probably had the same thought with that Shotzi thing. Is the entrance is part of it.
And then I thought her and Rhea squaring up would be fine.
Yeah, I also agree with that.
Because they like to have a nice little minute match to start off the show.
Yeah,
which Lita and Shotzi and Rhea and Shotzi both fit, I guess.
Yeah. Who do you think's gonna be in the Women's Royal Rumble the longest?
I went with Bianca Belair for the second year in a row.
I also went with Bianca Belair. It's that EST, man. It's that EST that gets me want to vote for Bianca Belair. It could be Rhea Ripley. I think that's my runner up, but I went with Bianca.
That's what I originally had.
Yeah.
But I could see Bianca coming in early again.
Who do you think has the most eliminations?
Charlotte Flair.
Ooh, someone that's not even announced for the match yet.
She's announced.
No, she is. She is announced. My apologies.
Who's yours?
I'm going with a throwback because she currently has the record for most women's Royal Rumble eliminations. I wrote Michelle McCool. She currently has the
I
record. Why not beat the record, Michelle McCool?
was really hoping you picked, and I quote, WWE legend, Summer Rae. So you did.
I wrote Nikki Ash as my
Oh,
no.
sure.
Michelle
Rhea
McCool.
Ripley also fits most eliminations. She fits a lot of these.
Someone that you would think they would want to give that kind of record to.
Who do you got for 30? Number 30.
I wrote Charlotte Flair.
Oh,
Flair. The champ coming in at number 30.
I picked the unfortunate choice of Alexa Bliss.
That's totally possible.
Yeah, she's not announced.
Not announced.
But she feels like a surprise enough that she's not going to win, but she'll get a reaction, for number 30. And she can eliminate Charlotte or someone. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's possible. So who the heck knows? Final Four.
Final Four is going to give away my winner.
Well,
but
I guess maybe.
No, you'll know in like 2 seconds. Lita. I have Lita as my Final Four. Build on that, my one last run thing. Bianca Belair. Alexa Bliss. And my predicted winner, Bayley.
Very nice. Very nice. So you got Lita, Bliss, Ripley, and...
No, not Ripley. Belair.
Lita, Belair, Bliss, Bayley. A lot of bees. I had Bayley.
Okay.
Belair.
Okay.
Ripley.
Okay.
Morgan.
Oh, okay.
That's something. And my predicted winner was also Bayley.
Oh.
I like the idea of Bayley. Now, I think there's a toss up between Bayley and Asuka. That could win.
I had that toss up too.
But I am more confident in Bayley just because I'm more confident knowing where her current health situation is than just have any idea where Asuka is. Now, that could be that she is prepping for the Royal Rumble and going to make a return, and maybe she wins. There is an idea of Asuka versus Becky Lynch. There's that whole history story there. But I really like Bayley, and I really want Bayley to win.
Yeah, I miss Bayley. I miss Bayley dearly, and she's great. So
I think Asuka has a good shot, though. I think Asuka has a very good shot to win.
I think she's definitely going to be in it.
She's a close second. For me, it's Bayley, Asuka, Flair.
I see Belair go back to back, honestly.
Yeah, I think that she's also someone
because that match with Becky makes a lot of sense.
Now let's pick some numbers. These are entrant numbers who we think will be the winner.
Yeah,
I'll let you go first.
Do we have a randomizer?
I do have I have a roll of D30 right next to me.
All right, you want to roll it?
Sure. So this would be your random number?
Yeah, let me write it down so I remember.
Your random number is 24.
Ooh, I feel good about that. Okay.
Right. And then this will be my random number.
Yep.
My random number is 17.
Ooh, that's a pretty good number.
That's not bad. I don't think that's horrible. I think that's pretty good. What's your pick? What's your picked number?
Well, I'm trying to guess where I think Bayley's got. That's the trouble here. 26.
You son of a bitch. Damn it. That was my number. That was my number I had written down here.
There ain't no stopping us now. We celebrate on the floor.
I'll go with 28.
That's a good one.
28.
Good one.
So I got 17 and 28, and you have 24 and 26.
Love it. Love it. Okay.
And if any of those
is fun.
And if any of those numbers win, that person gets a prize.
Yes.
What is the prize? Do we know what the prize is?
No.
The prize will be...
Should be wrestling related.
It doesn't have to be, I guess. Prize shall be... What about like a PWT's gift card? Do they do gift cards for PWTs?
Yeah. I think that's online gift cards. Let me look while you do the rest of the show.
What about we could do like a fight code? That could be something. I don't know if we.
Oh
would,
yeah,
I don't think you and I would necessarily need to do that.
No.
What else?
What other? Lindsay Dorado shirt. It's the first thing that popped up.
Tickets to a GCW show.
You said I was winning something.
You said prize, not punishment.
Yeah, they do gift cards. 10, 25, 50, 100.
What about 20? What about a $25 gift card? That's probably enough for a shirt.
One of the numbers hit, or we get the winner.
I don't know if What a Maneuver does a thing, but they also don't have like big.
Though for the women's one, if we both get the winner, then no one gets a prize.
Yes. So if yeah, I guess we both picked Bailey, so I guess that's something. Maybe I should change it to Asuka.
Just for the prize possibility.
But that is if the winner gets win. Well, if the winner wins, then we don't get anything. But if one of our numbers win, then we get the prize. $25 gift card to PWTs. Men's Royal Rumble. Also, a lot of people are not announced. I think there's also possibilities of a lot less people. Let's start off with number 1 and number 2. Scotty.
AJ Styles and Kevin Owens.
That's a very fun start.
I feel like AJ should be in Iron Man one year. I feel like he's very fitting for that role. And I feel like him coming out number 1 works. Especially in this new babyface thing that I think I read he's doing. Yeah,
he's baby facing, so that could be a thing that is important.
Which is my preference for AJ Styles.
That babyface Styles can be a main event WrestleMania match sort of thing. Mm-hmm. If they decide to build up to that. My number 1 and number 2 are Rey Mysterio. Mm-hmm. Gotta start pushing that video game. Choice. You gotta start pushing that video game. And Golden Egg receiver Austin Theory.
Oh, okay.
Remember the egg?
Receiver.
Remember the egg?
Oh, I try to forget it.
Longest
AJ Styles. I'm going with AJ Styles.
I'm going with Damian Priest.
Last year, what I got right was he had the most eliminations randomly, which he wasn't announced for this match, so that was bold.
Yeah, Damian Priest is not much of an endurance man, I guess, in terms of the kayfabe of the universe, but maybe. I think he could last.
I mean, it's very easy to just sit in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, that's true. Most eliminations.
Big E.
Hold on, you're about to see something from my cat. In the Twitch streams we're watching, my cat is about to jump from the bathroom counter to this. There he is.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
And then here's his younger brother being like, "Whoa, what the fuck?"
Big E.
Most eliminations. Big E, really? I'm going with.
Feels like a good thing to give him.
I'm going with Sheamus.
Something.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about it. I think Sheamus could do that. I don't think he's gonna win, but I think
I like Sheamus. I think that's cool.
Number 30
gives away my winner. Brock Lesnar.
Fair enough. I wrote Big E as number 30.
Oh, okay.
I think that's a solid spot. Solid spot for him. Your final 4.
Brock Lesnar, Big E, Sheamus, and Austin Theory.
Whoa. Very interesting. Very interesting.
I think they want to give Austin
there goes his brother. There goes his brother. Oh,
hey! Holy shit.
Okay. Oh, wait. No, that was closer. He jumped from the counter to that is the shower.
Oh my god.
He is how it's a shower, so it's a thin.
Yeah.
That's what he just did. He just jumped, and now he's gonna try to jump inside of the shower, and then he'll start crying because he doesn't know how to get out. He's an idiot. My cat's an idiot. My final 4 are Brock.
Okay.
Big E. Styles. And Owens.
Okay. Wait. So timeout. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Interesting. So your winner is?
My winner is Brock.
Mine too. How did that happen?
We're on original, maybe, or we're both locked in. I think there's also the possibility it could be Roman.
Yeah, it could be reverse.
If we talked about like Rollins wins the title, I think it could be Roman. I think
Brock could also get most elimination by being 30. I just want to point that out.
That's also true. I think it sort of depends on how the world title matches go, and also if the world title matches are before these matches. Because who the hell knows? But I think it could be. I think it could be Brock. I think we both believe in Brock and Bailey, obviously.
Yeah, I did not expect you to pick Bailey.
I did not. Me neither. Me neither. I think it could be Asuka. I'm considering changing my vote to Asuka, but I think I'm locked in as Bailey. Let's roll these numbers.
All right, here we go.
I'll vote. This is for your random number. 21.
Hell yeah!
It's pretty good. It's a pretty good.
Not going to be Brock, but I like it.
And my pick is 17.
Which you got 17 again?
Yeah, I got 17 again.
Oh my god.
17 is fated to win. They better win. What is your number?
30.
26. I wanted 26 back. I needed it back.
So we do have enough differences that there will be a loser. That is the good side. There will be a chump. There will be someone suffering on this show.
What is it? What's the punishment?
So that's a question. I thought of something. Some were like, this like the good food ones, like you gotta eat something spicy on there and die a little inside, which that's kind of universal.
I've already done on happy hour multiple times.
It's a universal option, which is always good. I thought of a creative one of one of us does a solo watch along where you watch every single Bullet Club Evil singles match.
How many are there? How long is that?
Barring how many are there? Probably way too many.
I gotta look this up now.
Or you could do like
you're talking G1, baby. You're talking G1.
You could always do every Bullet Club Evil title match, which would just be as painful.
Okay, let's look this up, man. Let's look this up. You keep going. You keep going, and I'll think of this.
So, that one I was pretty proud of. The other one was another watch along. You watched the 5 worst rated matches on Cage Match. 50 votes at least. 50 reviews at least.
All right. Well, right now for Bullet Club Evil, there's the G1 climax.
Okay, well, how about title match only?
Singles title matches.
Yeah.
There's Wrestle Kingdom versus Ishii.
Yeah. Bad enough. The one against Shingo.
Shingo versus Evil.
Yep. And then his title reign.
Do you count Toru Yano versus Evil for the King of Pro Wrestling title?
Yep.
That was
that sounds painful.
The Creation of Darkness blindfold match. Yeah. That doesn't count, but there was he was obviously in the New Japan Cup. This is just the best part of podcasting. World Tag League 2020. Naito versus Evil. That was a power struggle? I think he was Bullet Club at that point.
Right?
I think he was Bullet Club at that point.
Yeah, yes. You gotta watch the one where he wins the title and then the one where he loses the title.
Summer Struggle, Naito Evil, title change there. Yeah. Evil versus Hiromu. Okay, this doesn't sound as bad.
No, it's not that bad, but it's pretty bad.
It's not terrible.
You got to think of what you're watching, how much minutes that takes up, and that the fact you're probably not going to watch a good match in that time.
Now, the worst rated matches with 50 plus votes, that one's going to be a tough one because I have to find it. I don't know how to like go to the cage match and not allow and filter out matches that don't have votes.
Well, let me see. Top lists. Can I see the bad ones?
The worst, the bad boys.
I want the flop 50. Submit.
Flop.
That sounds bad. Oh boy. Oh boy. We got some killers here. We got Jerry Lawler versus Michael Cole from WrestleMania.
Oof.
Oh man, these are bad.
Keep going.
We can't watch Act Yusakawa versus Yoshiko because that's 42 votes. That's the worst because that's when. Never mind. That's 42. That's 35. The next one is Eddie Steinblock versus One Warrior Nation.
All
I
right.
don't know what that is. Okay. That had 82 votes. Okay, we got saved there. Goldberg versus The Undertaker.
Goldberg versus The Undertaker. I'm looking at the list.
Money.
I'm looking at the list. Lawler versus Cole. Eddie Steinbeck versus One Warrior Nation in 2010. Wait, One Warrior
Hardy
Nation
versus Sammy Guevara.
Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara. I don't think that match is that bad, but sure.
He got concussed.
Oh, yeah.
And Kane and The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
A lot of these are super low because of the drama surrounding it.
Okay, well then we can add in John Cena versus John Laurinaitis instead, if you like. Oh wait, no, that only got 12 reviews. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, 50 I got were Cole, Lawler.
Seth Rollins versus The Fiend, Hell in a Cell. That's fitting.
We gotta see if we can find this Eddie Steinblock versus One Warrior Nation match.
Yeah, I don't know if we can find that one.
2010 is possible. It's possible.
Oh, Alexa Bliss versus Bailey Kendo on a stick.
Oh God.
Kendo on a stick. Kendo stick on a pole.
Oh my God. I'm looking down here. This gauntlet match from Impact. You see this? Alicia Edwards versus Havoc versus Johnny Bravo versus Katie Forbes versus Kiera Hogan, Kimberly, Kylie Ray, Madison Rain, Nevaeh, heaven spelled backwards, Rosemary, Susie, Tasha Steelz, and Taya Valkyrie. That's Slammiversary.
Sounds pretty terrible.
Anyways.
I think the cage match way is the way to go if we're going to do that.
Yeah,
or
I think
the
that's
food
possible.
thing, which is always funny.
I think just watching Lawler versus Cole is enough.
It's a live watch along, so there is going to be reaction and sadness, and you're going to be like,
yeah,
it sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there we go. We'll agree, sir. Shake hands. Hands have shaken. Honor is pure. Honor is real. Speaking of honor, Terminus. Let's talk about it.
Oh my God, I forgot we had to talk about this.
Yeah, we technically have 2 more topics, and we've been going for an hour 50-ish. So
we'll get through them because this won't take long.
Yeah, so Terminus happened this past week. I was there live. I made it through the snowstorm. You heard me last week talking about the snowstorm and all that jazz.
Was it worth it?
Poof. I don't know. I have mixed feelings on it, right? You know, it's the first show of a new promotion, so there's a lot of that first showness. There was a lot of people that couldn't make the show because of the snow and travel. I thought the crowd was pretty good. And, you know, being there live, I thought the crowd was into it the entire time. You know, it might have sounded quiet. I don't know. I was there live, and I don't know what it sounded like on Fight. But live, the crowd sounded very much into it the entire time.
I saw you.
You did? You did?
I did. I found you.
Yeah, I was in the background. I was eating.
I saw your hat. That's how I got it.
There was no concession. Oh yeah, I did wear the count-out hat. You know, I got to represent the brand. Like every other mark of their own product that was in attendance. There was dozens. There was dozens. Dozens of people wearing their own merch, including me.
Should have had a Ring Post Radio sticker right on the chest.
but I was there live. I don't know what it sounded like there, but
you make a count out winter hat.
A knit wool cap, maybe.
Yeah,
I'll have to figure that out
with a nice logo right here.
Yeah.
Cuss myself.
I don't think the wrestling was that phenomenal. It wasn't as high hopes as I put onto it. And is that on me? Is that on the promotion? I have no clue. But I think the crowd was good. And that's all the best I got.
It sounds like what our GCW review might be next week. Well, the crowd was good. The production was bad. Okay, so
was it?
Someone that wasn't there live, someone that watched it on Fight, production wasn't very good. The matches weren't very good.
Yeah.
I said to you, as soon as I was done watching it, I'm out. Oof. Like, in Shark Tank when they say, I'm out.
Yeah.
And then they announced Swerve
and
this week to be on the next show.
Well,
and they announced Leo Rush today.
Yeah.
I was like,
and obviously Santana already.
Just when I thought I was out, they dragged me back in.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it another shot. I think it's unfair to judge it just strictly off one show. Like you said, there were the problems with the snow. I think fans definitely didn't go because of the snow. Could have been even more packed building. I will give credit to the fans. I thought you guys did pretty good.
It was a sold out event that they had some fans who were like, no, I'm not going to go because of the snow. And then it emptied out a little bit, not a whole lot, but a little bit.
Yeah. So my thought is that there's definitely room to improve because I didn't come away thinking, wow, there's a must-see match on the show. I don't know how I feel about the pure rules at all times thing. I think not every wrestler's fit for that.
Yeah. And that did not shine more than the Bandito Baron Black match.
Yes. That match was a letdown.
Huge letdown.
So I think there's definitely a lot to fix. I don't love the pure. I've come to the realization I don't really love pure rules.
We had this conversation last week. Is that I don't remember if he was on the show or not, but my concern about this promotion is that one of the hottest promotions going right now is GCW, and they have no rules at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's not exactly pure rules, right? It is, but it is that sort of more mat grappling style. It's serving a different niche. Yeah. But my argument was last week was, if that niche was a profitable niche, then Ring of Honor would still be around right now and not taking a break. So I am unsure, and I think that's part of the thing. I think that pure rule style works better live than it's like,
probably.
Because you get more into it because you're watching it and you're trying to figure these things out. But watching it live, it's like watching a Young Lions match. Not every Young Lions match is like great or phenomenal to watch on live, but it's cool to see or not see on New Japan World. But in person, it's more exciting because you're studying it more. If that makes sense. You paid a ticket to not look at your phone. At home,
right,
you don't really care. You're gonna look at your phone.
I throw my phone behind me to make sure I want to focus in matches I want to focus on. I focused on the entire Terminus show.
Yeah.
Gave every match a shot. There was a lot that didn't hit for me.
Even
the main event didn't hit to what I think they could.
Yeah. That was a big disappointment in the room. It really let the air out of the room. And then not only that, but then be like 5 more, overtime. The crowd chanting overtime, and then not doing it.
Yeah, it was kind of meh.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty out. But I'm gonna give it one more shot. I'll give it one more shot. You got Swerve coming in. I'm a big Swerve fan. You got Leo Rush coming in. I said it earlier, big Leo Rush fan. And they have some really good wrestlers that are on the show, so there's no reason it shouldn't be better as they figure it out.
Yeah. I think for me, it was a bad first impression.
Oh, definitely.
I think it was easily a bad first impression. I'm not gone on the show. I'm not out of the promotion. I'm kind of upset that the next show is on a Thursday, which, I don't love that. I I'm pretty sure I won't be able to be there now because it's on a Thursday.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, I guess. I'm not happy about it being on a Thursday. I liked the tag match. That was my match of the night. There was some stuff that I liked. I enjoyed the tag match. I thought Invictus Cash gave me what I was trying to see out of him. I thought he did a pretty good job in the spot that he had. I liked that Moose was the guide to explain the rules to the crowd. Right? I like that because they needed a match that showcased those rules. I do think the ref should have some sort of visual cue, like a flag. I don't know. I think that could be fun. I give Paul the ref a flag. But there was a lot of disappointments, and maybe is that on me? Maybe, right? Is that on us, the audience? Maybe. But I think when you have the kind of people you're bringing in, you expect a level of good quality matches, and I don't think it necessarily hit for all of the people. It's nice that we're bringing in Santana, Rush, and Swerve, but unless they put on really good matches, I'm going to be disappointed because I'm expecting good matches out of them.
Right.
I'm expecting a good match out of Bandito and Baron Black, and I didn't get a good match out of Bandito and Baron Black.
Like Pro Wrestling Revolver, for example, is bringing in Swerve and Leo Rush. And they wrestle normal matches.
And I think they had a show that same weekend or something.
Yeah.
And that apparently was really good.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's different indies, different whatever.
And also not their first show.
Right. Yeah. Also true. But there's a thing of, okay, if you want to watch Terminus, you're watching this very, very, very niche situation, match style, where Pro Wrestling Revolver is more, just the normal everything. So
yeah,
should be interesting. I was definitely let down walking away from it. I will admit that, but I'll give it another shot because it's unfair to judge off first impression.
Yeah. I'm the same way.
Second impression, I will judge.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Second one I'm going to judge. Third will be a big, if we get to the third, get to a big whether or not I'm in. I want it to. That's the thing. I think that's also part of it. I want it to be very good. I don't know if it totally comes across. I'm pretty sure it does. I want this promotion to be very good, very much so.
That. It's your new local promotion.
Yeah, 20 minutes from my house,
all day.
But it is like there are some things that I did not enjoy, and some things I'm still worried about for the promotion's length.
Right.
But we'll see.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
A disappointing outing, but I think there is room. There's very much room for improvement.
Yes.
Also coming up this Saturday is going to be Stardom's Nagoya Supreme fight. So real quickly,
I worked till 1:30 a.m. that day.
Mm-hmm.
No one feel bad for me. It's fine.
So unlike, just real quickly, I just want to make this joke. So unlike Jonathan Gresham and Josh Alexander, we are past the 2-hour mark, but we will go into overtime to talk about Stardom Nagoya Supreme fight. Is that good? Is that a good vote? You got a good joke?
That was a good joke. I just hear my dog barking. Apologies to everyone. Great joke. Very excited. First Stardom pay-per-view of the year, building off an incredible 2021. It should be a very interesting showing from them. Let's get into the card.
Yes.
Nagoya Supreme fight.
I'm looking at this preview from Last Word on Sports.com, and I'm unsure about this because they have pre-show 2 matches that they also crossed out, and I don't know what's happening with that.
So
Rina Ruaka and a bunch of other stuff. What happened here?
Yeah, so a lot of change. Now the pre-show is a battle royal.
Oh, they changed a bunch of stuff. Oh my god.
Yes, Stardom changed a lot. Mostly because Azumi ended up not being broken in the face anymore, which was a thing. She was out. She was expected to miss the pay-per-view, but she's good to go. So the pre-show is a battle royal between Momo Kogo, new addition, Waka Tsukiyama, Mai Sakurai, Fukigen Death, Brian's favorite, Taki Kashima, Ruaka, and Rina.
All correct. Nailed it. 100%.
So that is the pre-show. Probably won't ever see it, so doesn't matter.
Fuki and Death wins. Future of Stardom title match: Hanan versus Lady C.
Possibly. We don't know because Lady C got pulled off the re-straight shows because she got dropped straight on her head.
Oh, Jesus.
And it wasn't great by Unagi. Well, not really by Unagi. Unagi was doing the move and Lady C didn't tuck her head.
Shit happens.
Yeah. So, assuming it happens, Hanan's win.
So you're saying that if the match doesn't happen, then the pre-show Battle Royal winner, Fuki and Death, will challenge Hanan for the future Stardom.
Definitely is not a future
title
challenger. Maybe you got to be within 3 years.
Maybe.
It'll probably be. They could always just do Ruaka again, or give it to Mai or Waka or Momokogo or Rina, but they probably want to build up Rina because Hanan and Rina are sisters. For those who don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, Rina, that's a good point. But I think that's a possibility if they don't have Lady C there. It's just have the Battle Royal winner challenge. I think it's a possibility.
Yeah,
you always cut a promo afterwards, and then
or you just take one out and put them in the match.
Yeah, exactly. SWA Undisputed World Women's Championship match. I'm here for it. Tekla taking on Mina Shirakawa, match of the night, baby. I cannot wait.
That was literally a Tekla voice.
Tekla.
Really yeah, she's these two. How's the best way? They've kind of just been on another psychotic level. They're both nuts, right?
Yeah, I love it, and I'm into it.
This match should probably be nuts. They're very much into the mind games and whatnot. Should be really good. There will be a new SWA champion, and it will be Tekla. That's a guarantee.
Yeah, baby.
Guaranteeing that.
Yeah, baby.
Tekla. She will be winning gold. As Ryan has been very adamant about, big Tekla fan.
This is a Tekla podcast.
Yeah.
We're
eventually she'll be on the podcast, and it'll be great.
Can we start that? How do we get Tekla on the podcast?
Get Tekla on Ring Post Radio.
The Toxic Spider has arrived. Grudge match has been crossed out here as a singles match because Asume is back. So we have a tag match: Queen's Quest versus Oedo Tai. Utami and Asume versus Momo and Starlight Kid.
I mean, it should be great. You got 4 really good wrestlers. Of course. Would I have rather Utami versus Momo?
Yeah, a singles match is always going to be better. But
it's still called the Grudge.
The Grudge. There will be a girl from the ring in it.
No.
Okay.
Azumi and Starlight Kid hate each other. Very
movie.
good rivals. A lot of high speed-ish going on in there.
Yeah.
And Momo's probably going to kick one of them in the face or both of them. So I was complaining about there. I'm going with the Oedo Tai team probably. I just think it makes sense to keep that going. And then come Ryogoku Sumo Hall, you can do the singles matches between these 2 pairs.
I agree. I think that's the right booking move too, is to just have the heels get the win here and put on the singles matches later down the road. One for the title, one for the honor, I guess.
The Grudge.
The Grudge.
The Grudge. Should be a good match though, because Azumi and Utami are probably the best non-official tag team in Stardom in terms of they don't have a name or usually tag in tournaments or anything.
Yeah, I think it should be a good match. Goddesses of Stardom. Goddesses of Stardom.
I don't know.
It should be plural.
Yeah.
Goddesses of Stardom title match. Kagama and Hazuki versus Micah, the bear, and Himika.
Yeah, you saw that. Yeah, the bear, Micah.
What are we doing?
Hopefully this happens. This is happening. So Himika missed this weekend shows kind of out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. She also got dropped on her head, or
no one knows what happened. Maybe it was just a precaution. Hopefully that's all it was. She did tweet out sorry for missing, and no one knew she was going to miss Sunday too, but she did. So there's really no clear sign as to what's wrong with her. She's dealt with injury in the past. which is always scary in Joshi. Hopefully she's fine. Hopefully, just precaution. They've done that before, but usually they announce it. That's why it's a little weird.
Shit happens,
It should be a very good match, though. Hazuki's been on some sort of shit lately. She just wrestles pretty much the entire match, which is awesome because Hazuki's amazing. Her and Micah, I'm really excited to see square off. Should be really good. And still, by the way, they are successfully defending those titles.
Yeah, that should be interesting. It should definitely be interesting. I don't know if they're watching it all, but can Peps, please, can you explain to me the bear situation? What is happening?
I can explain to you the bear situation.
Sure.
So Koguma, she's a bear.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
She's a bear.
Ryan, do the thing.
No. I'm a
Ryan, you got to do the thing.
I'm a Tekla fan, so I don't do the thing.
Ryan, you have to do it, or we can't continue.
Ugh.
There you go. Everyone has to do it. Okay, so she's a bear, right? And she put a spell on Micah, and she called her.
What do you stop there? Stop.
She called
there.
her Kamika instead of like Koguma, but Kamika.
Is that the spell?
Kamika.
Is that the spell? Also, why are there spells?
She became a bear.
Why are there spells? Micah was one of our breakout stars, and now she's a bear because of a magic spell.
Yes. Listen. The whole story between these two teams is that Hazuki told them they have to be crazy because that's their name. You get it. They got to be crazy to face them. They got to be crazy to beat them. So Micah, being Micah, she may seem serious, but she is woohoo.
Yeah.
She embraced being a bear, and she became a bear. And then she beat Saya Kamatani the next day clean. And she said, I'm no longer a bear. So there you go.
Why is no one else a bear?
Because Koguma picked Micah.
I guess so.
There was this very funny pre-match promo before the bear entrance and whatnot, where Shuri was like doing her normal promo, and she goes to Hameka, "Where's Micah?" And Hameka's just acting normal. Micah, come here, and then she's just a bear. They have leaned into the absurdity, and I think it might be time to blame Tekla.
Whoa. First of all,
I'm not blaming her. I haven't.
You're trying to get Tekla onto the show, and you're putting
Tekla's
blame
gonna be on the show someday. She's great.
Yeah.
She's great.
Yeah.
The Stardom is on at a tapped mentality right now.
Wonder of Stardom title match: Saya Kamatani versus Unagi Sayaka. I think this has all the makings for a very good match.
Hell yeah! First defense for Saya Kamatani. The Wonder of Stardom Championship should be a successful defense for Saya Kamatani.
Mm-hmm.
Don't expect, or I should say, you should expect this match to come back around in this title reign. I think Nagi's definitely a prime candidate to win that title down the line.
Sure.
But right now, it's all about Saya. Should be good. They've been wrestling really well in their tag matches, which is better than pretty much every match I've had to see of them so far. So
Hopefully. I'm very excited about it. Number one contender for the World of Stardom title, that is going to be, it's kind of a triple threat, kind of an elimination sort of situation.
It's weird. Yeah.
Mayu Iwatani, Julia, and Tam Nakano. Yeah,
because Mayu said, we all win. Well, kind of. And the whole announcement was like, well, that's a problem for later Mayu. I don't know how to figure out.
Is this Terminus eliminator rules? Where
this is okay, so it starts off a triple threat. Someone wins, they get a title match at Ryogoku Sumo Hall, night one. Okay, They get title match against Shuri, presumably for the World of Stardom Championship. Then the other two keep wrestling. Whoever wins that gets the second title match the next day. So Shuri is going back to back.
Wait. Oh wait, whoever pins someone. So let's say Julia pins Nakano.
Yes.
Nakano's out.
Nope.
No.
Julia has a title match.
Julia gets a title match because she's pinned someone.
Yes, she's won.
And then they keep going in a triple threat. Or is Julia out?
Julia leaves. Takes off.
Julia's out.
Later.
She's like, I got what I wanted. I'm out.
Yep.
And then it's Maya versus Nakano, and whoever wins that gets a future match.
Gets the next day title match.
Next day title match.
Yes. So Ryogoku Sumo Hall show is March 26th and 27th. They're going back to back at Ryogoku. Very ballsy of them. And the main event will be Shuri versus the first winner, and then the next day the second winner.
All right.
Assuming Shuri wins.
Assuming Shuri wins, yes. Which, I mean, come on.
Shuri's winning.
Come on. What are we doing here?
Yeah, it should be nuts. I don't know why. The only problem I have with the match is that I feel like the last winner should have to go first.
Last winner has to go.
Like the second winner of the triple threat.
Yes, because they couldn't get it done fast enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Because you'd want the weaker Shuri the next day.
Yeah. Yeah. I can agree with that.
I guess we're just all agreeing Shuri's built different and she's actually not going to be weakened either way.
True. Speaking of Shuri, World of Stardom title match, Shuri versus Mirai. I don't think there's much conversation to be had here. Besides, because Mirai is 100% not winning this freaking title.
No, she's not winning. Big spot for her, biggest match of her career, to say the least.
Oh yeah.
It's a big time sink or swim action. They definitely see a lot in her. Clearly, you don't put her in a world title match if you don't see a lot in her.
Well,
but
yeah, it should be Tekla, but yeah, go ahead.
Mirai's actually really been great since that first show. That first show was like, oh, it's all about Tekla. And ever since, she's actually broken out. But it's gonna be interesting because she's never had a match this big, this important, and she's main eventing a pay-per-view. It's one of their smaller pay-per-views. It's not like we're doing Goku.
Yeah.
So it's okay. But it should be interesting. Shuri's winning, no doubt in my mind, no doubt in anyone's mind.
It's not a big show, but it definitely has a big show like card.
Yes,
minus the world title match.
Very mean. Very
what? What? She just arrived. You gotta earn your stripes.
This is true.
Tekla's got the stripes. Tekla's got the stripes already.
See, you didn't watch any other show after that one. And you're just like, yeah, she's got the stripes. Don't get me wrong. She's got the stripes. They all got it'll be fine. It'll be good. Shuri raises people up. So
she's a ring general, to bring it back around.
She is a ring general. You know who was once a ring general?
Who?
Gunther.
This match is won by Gunther.
That's a good way to end this.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to another episode of Ring Post Radio. We greatly appreciate all of the support that we've been getting, both online, both in downloads, all that jazz. But we call on you further. If you like what you hear, make sure you subscribe, tell your friends, put us over on Twitter if you really feel like it. But really what we'd love is tell your friends about Ring Post Radio. It's I would argue one of the best shows that cover a lot of aspects of wrestling today. So definitely go watch it. Definitely go tell people about it. I'll leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. That will also really help get the word out. That one's very easy to do. All you got to do is open up Spotify and Apple Podcasts, leave a 5-star review, and that's it. Like 2 minutes, if that, maybe like a minute. So go do that today. We would greatly appreciate it. Scotty, anything to plug, and what is your match of the week?
My match of the week is Noam Dar versus A-Kid from NXT UK. Very good Heritage Cup match. A-Kid, very good. Noam Dar, very good. Coincidence? I don't think so. So definitely check that out. You can follow me at Scott E Wrestling on the Twitter, as Ryan said earlier in the show. And you can just go there. That's where you can find all my other stuff. And buy a goddamn Ring Post Radio stick.
Yeah, baby. You can follow me on Twitter at Ryan Neitzey. My match of the week is also from Southeast First, where the AC Mack Alex Shelley match was. That match, I thought this match was just as good. This was a very good match. Anthony Henry versus Adam Priest. Adam Priest, very big Southern wrestler here. Anthony Henry coming back to action after his NXT debacles. This was a very good match on the same show as that AC Mack one. So definitely go watch the world title match, but also watch Henry versus Priest. Very good match out of those two.
So team, next week we'll be back. Royal Rumble review, Stardom review, GCW review, probably something else.
Rush. There's got to be a preview of some kind.
Maybe we'll talk about the Rev Pro main event.
Yeah, if we have time, we were going to talk about preview Rev Pro. But we didn't have time on this show. Yeah, maybe not really reviewing anything. I mean, the only thing I have written down here is Beyond and 2 GCW shows.
Yeah, so nice little calm week. So I'll review next week, and we'll yeah,
and hopefully that's all. Hopefully there isn't any other big news. Who the hell knows?
Please, for the love of goodness, let's not have a release. Let's not have a name change. Let's not have a Nazi attack. Please.
This match is won by Gunther.
Goodbye, everybody.